Quick recap for new viewers. Wyan went to her rich boyfriend Hyunwoo's mansion for dinner, nervous about meeting his family and especially his best friend who had just returned from the UK. But when that best friend arrived, she was shocked to find out it was Jungkook, her ex-boyfriend and first heartbreak. Part 2. He still remembered everything. Dinner should have ended peacefully, but it didn't. Wyan sat quietly at the long dining table, trying her best to look normal, trying her best to breathe normally, trying her best not to look at Jungkook every 5 seconds. But it was impossible, because even without speaking much, his presence had wrapped itself around the room like smoke, heavy, silent, impossible to ignore. And before anyone could even process, Jungkook had already reached over and pulled the lettuce sleeves right back off her plate. The entire table froze. Wine's breath caught. Hyunwoo blinked in confusion. His mother looked up. Even one of the staff members paused near the wall. Jungkook calmly placed the lettuce leaves onto the edge of his own plate like nothing strange had happened. Then he leaned back slightly and said in the most casual tone possible, that was it. That one sentence, that one tiny detail, and suddenly Wine felt like the entire room had tilted again. Because, yes, it was true. She was allergic, not severely, but enough that her skin reacted badly. Enough that she had stopped eating it years ago. Enough that Jungkook remembered. That part was true, she had forgotten, because nobody in her life now paid enough attention to notice things like that. But Jungkook had, of course he had, and somehow that made it worse. Hyunwoo looked uncomfortable now, almost guilty. I didn't know. It's okay, Wyan said gently, trying to calm the weird tension before it got worse. Really, it's nothing serious. A little while later, everyone moved into the living room for tea and dessert. The atmosphere softened. The lights were dimmer here, warmer, more intimate. A tray of teacups rested on the center table while soft jazz played somewhere low in the background. Wan sat beside Hyunwoo's mother on one of the cream-colored sofas, trying to focus on her conversation. Across from them, on another sofa, a short distance away, Hyunwoo and Jungkook had started talking. At least, it looked like they were talking. Because even from where she sat, Wyan could tell something was off. Hyunwoo was speaking, Jungkook was listening. But Jungkook's attention? It was not on Hyunwoo. Not really. Hyunwoo's mother continued talking. You are much calmer than the girls he used to bring around. Wyan blinked. I'm sorry? The woman chuckled into her cup. Oh, don't worry, nothing serious. Just Hyunwoo used to have a very different type. Wyan forced a small smile. Her stomach twisted slightly. Before she could respond, a low male voice drifted from the other sofa. So, Jungkook said casually, looking at Hyunwoo, where did you two meet? Hyunwoo smiled and leaned back, completely unsuspecting. Oh, Wyan, he said easily. She used to work at my company for a while. Jungkook's face remained calm, too calm. She worked for you? Yeah, Hyunwoo said with a soft laugh. I thought she was really sweet, quite different from most girls around me. Wyan's cheek warmed a little, but the weird feeling in her chest only got worse. So I asked her out. Hyunwoo continued, and that's basically it. He smiled proudly. We have been together since. Then, in the smoothest voice possible, he said, that's interesting. Hyunwoo frowned lightly. What is? Jungkook tilted his head, eyes unreadable. You. Hyunwoo let out a small laugh. Me? Jungkook's lips twitched into something almost like amusement. Yeah, he said. Because last time I checked, your type was not exactly girls like YN. Hyunwoo let out a short devilish laugh, though it sounded forced. Wow, he said, shaking his head. You still remember my taste. Jungkook didn't smile. Should I not? Wyan looked down quickly, pretending to fix her teacup even though her hands had started trembling slightly. This conversation had become too strange, too sharp, too loaded. Hyunwoo scratched the back of his neck awkwardly, giving a weird little laugh. Well, he said, maybe my taste changed. Wyan looked down again, her heart beginning to race for a completely different reason. A few seconds passed, then Jungkook leaned back and muttered under his breath, so quietly only he could hear. No way your taste changed. His jaw tightened. I know you too well, Hyunwoo. Ryan swallowed hard and stared down at her lap, suddenly very aware of how loud her own heartbeat sounded. Maybe if she didn't look at him, maybe if she stayed very still, maybe if she acted normal, then the cushion beside her shifted. Ryan's entire body tensed. He had moved, not to the other side of the room, not across from her, but right beside her. His gaze moved slowly over her face like he was trying to recognize every little change time had made. Then his jaw tightened, and finally he spoke. His voice was low, controlled, but full of something sharp enough to cut. You really moved on that fast. Jungkook leaned closer, not enough to touch her, but enough to make her pulse go wide. Don't do that, he said quietly. Ryan, do what? Jungkook, act like it was that simple. Ryan's chest rose and fell unevenly now. Her voice came out sharper than she expected. It was simple, Jungkook. His name on her lips changed something in his face, something dangerous, something wrong. Her own breath hitched, but she kept going. Jungkook's voice came quieter now, more personal, more intimate, more devastating. You are really dating him? Ryan's throat tightened. She forced herself to answer, yes. Jungkook gave a tiny nod. Does he know how you cry when you are angry? Vian froze. Her lips parted. Her heart literally stopped because no one knew that. No one except him. Vian quickly stood up from the sofa, heart pounding wildly. I can't do this. Jungkook stood up too, immediately, instinctively. Vian! No, she took a step back, eyes glassy now. You don't get to come back and do this to me. His expression tightened. I am not doing anything. She laughed bitterly. You are doing everything. Footsteps echoed from the hallway. Hyunwoo was coming back. The moment shattered instantly. Jungkook stepped back first. His face changed again. Cold, controlled, unreadable. Like nothing had happened. Like he had not just wrecked her from the inside out. That night, after coming home, Vian lay on her bed staring at the ceiling. The room was dark, quiet, but her mind was not. It was full of Jungkook. His voice, his eyes, the way he had looked at her on that sofa like 3 years had never really ended. And for some reason, it felt strange. Fake, not completely fake, but strange enough to make something inside her chest feel off. Still, she shook her head and forced herself to calm down. Vian, you are thinking too much. This was Jungkook's fault. He had walked back into your life and ruined your peace in just one night. Because maybe this was just her mind being messy again. Because maybe she was being unfair. Because maybe she was just confused because of Jungkook. But while Ryan was trying to silence her doubts, Jungkook was doing the exact opposite. To be continued. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss the next part. Till then, bye sweetie.